Consumer Reports just released their latest reliability data, and it's brutal. We're talking about cars that break down before the first oil change, expensive repairs on vehicles still covered under warranty, and owners who regret their purchase the moment they leave the lot. Let's dive into the 15 worst offenders that prove new doesn't always mean reliable. 15. GMC Acadia. Starting at the absolute bottom of Consumer Reports reliability rankings is the GMC Acadia. This is the worst of the worst. The Acadia earned the lowest predicted reliability score in the entire survey. Think about that for a second. Out of hundreds of vehicles tested, this three-row SUV sits last. Owners are reporting problems across the board. The transmission is a major headache. People are experiencing rough shifting and hesitation when accelerating. Some have had complete transmission failures with less than 20,000 miles on the odometer. The infotainment system freezes and crashes constantly. The air conditioning system is another weak point. Multiple owners report the AC blowing warm air in the middle of summer. Dealers are replacing compressors and evaporators on vehicles that are barely a year old. These are serious safety and reliability concerns that make this SUV one to avoid completely. 14. Rivian R1T. If you think electric vehicles might be the solution to traditional truck reliability problems, the Rivian R1T will quickly change your mind. Consumer Reports list this as one of the most problematic EV pickups in their survey. For a truck that costs over $70,000, buyers expected better. The main issues center around the electrical systems. The massive touchscreen that controls nearly every function in the truck glitches out regularly. Owners report the screen going completely dark while driving. The charging port also causes major headaches. It gets stuck in the closed position or won't communicate with charging stations. The air suspension system fails at an alarming rate. This high-tech feature that's supposed to raise and lower the truck for different situations just gives up. The power tonneau cover that rolls back and forth over the truck bed is another problem. It stops working or gets stuck halfway open. For a vehicle that's supposed to represent the future of trucks, the R1T feels like it needed another year of development before hitting customer driveways. 13. Chevrolet Blazer EV. The Rivian isn't the only electric vehicle struggling with reliability, and at least Rivian has the excuse of being a startup. Chevrolet has decades of experience but still managed to fumble the Blazer EV launch spectacularly. This vehicle has significant electronics and battery system issues that have owners very frustrated. The problems are so widespread that Chevy had to halt deliveries temporarily just months after launch. The battery management system is the biggest culprit. Owners report rapid battery degradation far beyond what's normal. Some have lost over 10% of their range in the first year. The vehicle also suffers from charging problems similar to the Rivian. It charges extremely slowly or won't charge at all. The onboard charger has been reported to fail. That's an expensive fix that shouldn't happen on a brand new vehicle. The electronics package is equally troublesome. The digital gauge cluster freezes and requires a full system reboot. The Super Cruise semi-autonomous driving feature stops working randomly and warning lights illuminate the dashboard for no apparent reason. The Blazer EV might look good on paper with its range and features, but the vehicle itself is seriously flawed. Buyers are finding out the hard way that being first to market doesn't mean being best to market. 12. Mazda CX-90 Plug-in Hybrid. The CX-90 plug-in hybrid combines a gasoline engine with an electric motor and battery pack, and all those complex systems working together create plenty of opportunities for things to go wrong. This is especially disappointing because Mazda has built a reputation for reliability over the years. The plug-in hybrid powertrain causes the most complaints. The transition between electric mode and gas engine mode is rough and jerky. Additionally, the battery doesn't hold its charge as advertised. Mazda claims you can get a certain range on electricity alone, but real-world numbers fall short. Beyond the hybrid-specific issues, the CX-90 suffers from general quality problems. The infotainment system lags and crashes. Climate control doesn't maintain consistent temperatures. The panoramic sunroof leaks water into the cabin, and electrical issues plague the vehicle with random warning messages and features that stop working. For a Mazda, this level of unreliability is unexpected and frustrating for loyal customers, who chose the brand specifically for dependability. 11. Genesis GV60. Mazda isn't alone in disappointing its loyal customer base. Genesis, Hyundai's luxury division, wants to be taken seriously as a premium brand, but the GV60 electric crossover isn't helping that cause. This EV has weak predicted reliability according to Consumer Reports and has already been hit with multiple recalls. That's not the premium experience buyers expect when spending this much money. The electrical architecture seems poorly designed. Owners report the 12-volt battery dying repeatedly. This isn't the main battery that powers the vehicle, but the small battery that runs accessories. When it dies, the entire vehicle becomes inoperable. You can't even open the doors. The high-voltage battery system also throws errors frequently. The vehicle limits power or refuses to charge because of problems that dealers struggle to diagnose. For a brand trying to compete with BMW and Mercedes, these issues are unacceptable. The recalls have covered everything from seatbelt pretensioners to brake system software. When a vehicle needs this many fixes right out of the gate, it tells you the development process was rushed and quality control was lacking. 10. Mazda CX-90 Gas. Speaking of rushed development, let's circle back to Mazda because the CX-90 problems run deeper than just the plug-in hybrid version. You might think going with the traditional gas engine model would solve the reliability issues, but Mazda can't seem to get this SUV right in any configuration. The internal combustion engine version scores below average in Consumer Reports testing. The straight-six turbocharged engine sounds good on paper, but causes trouble in reality. Some owners report excessive oil consumption. The engine burns through oil faster than expected and requires frequent top-ups between changes. The turbocharger also develops problems with wastegate rattle and boost control issues. These are expensive components that shouldn't fail on a new vehicle. The 8-speed automatic transmission paired with this engine also acts up. Harsh downshifts and clunking noises come from the transmission. Some vehicles go into limp mode where power is severely restricted. Essentially, Mazda created a problematic platform and then made it worse by adding complex hybrid technology. Neither version is reliable enough to recommend. Buyers interested in a 3-row Mazda SUV should probably look elsewhere until these issues get sorted out. 9. Kia EV9. The EV9, Kia's big electric SUV, is spacious and loaded with technology, but it's also loaded with problems according to Consumer Reports. Battery charging and electrical accessory issues plague this vehicle. The battery system develops faults that limit charging speed or prevent charging entirely. Owners report being unable to charge above 80%. The vehicle throws errors saying the battery is too hot or too cold, even in moderate weather. The range drops dramatically in cold temperatures, much worse than expected for an EV. Some owners have experienced complete battery failures requiring full replacement. That's supposed to be rare on a new electric vehicle. The charging system is equally problematic. The vehicle struggles with fast chargers, either charging very slowly or failing to connect at all. For a family hauler that costs $60,000 or more, these reliability issues are simply unacceptable. 8. Kia EV6. Kia EV6 isn't an isolated incident for Kia's electric ambitions. Their other electric vehicle, the smaller EV6, doesn't fare much better in reliability rankings. This crossover has reported battery and powertrain problems that leave owners stranded and frustrated, proving that Kia's EV issues aren't limited to just their largest model. The high-voltage battery pack develops issues that trigger warning lights and limp mode operation. The vehicle suddenly limits power to protect the battery even when nothing is actually wrong. Some owners have had the entire battery pack replaced under warranty. That involves the vehicle sitting at the dealer for weeks or even months while parts are sourced. The electric motors also fail at concerning rates. Bearing failures in the front or rear drive units create grinding noises and eventual complete failure. The 12-volt battery system is just as problematic as in the GV60. That small battery dies frequently, leaving the vehicle dead in parking lots. Until Kia figures out how to build electric vehicles that actually work, buyers should be very cautious. 7. Honda Prologue. You'd think a company like Honda, legendary for building bulletproof Civics and Accords, would nail their first serious electric SUV. Instead, the Prologue proves that even the most reliable automakers can stumble when entering unfamiliar territory. This EV SUV has battery, electronics, and climate system concerns according to Consumer Reports, which is especially disappointing because Honda built its reputation on vehicles that just work. The battery management system throws errors frequently. Owners report reduced charging speeds and range estimates that don't match reality. The battery preconditioned feature that's supposed to prepare the battery for fast charging often doesn't work. The vehicle arrives at the charging station with a cold battery that charges slowly. The high-voltage battery contactors also fail, causing the vehicle to shut down completely. This requires a tow to the dealer for expensive repairs. The electronic suite is buggy and unpolished. The Google-based infotainment system crashes and reboots while driving. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto disconnect randomly. The digital driver display freezes, showing incorrect information. The climate control system can't maintain cabin temperature properly. It blasts cold air when you want heat or vice versa. The heat pump also fails, leaving owners with no defrost capability in winter. That's a serious safety issue. Honda rushed to get an EV to market, and the Prologue shows it. This vehicle needed more development time and better quality control. 6. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. The Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid proves that adding complex technology to a minivan creates a reliability disaster. Minivans are supposed to be dependable family vehicles, but this plug-in hybrid has powertrain and electronics faults that make it one of the worst choices in its class. The hybrid powertrain is the source of constant problems. The transition between electric and gas modes is rough and unpredictable. The battery loses capacity quickly, with some owners reporting 50% degradation within 2 years. That's far beyond normal. The electric motors fail, requiring complete replacement. The transmission that works with the hybrid system develops harsh shifting and slipping issues. Some vehicles get stuck in park, unable to shift out. The electrical system is a mess. The sliding doors that are supposed to be a convenient minivan feature stop working. They get stuck open or closed or operate on their own randomly. The power liftgate has the same issues. Warning lights illuminate constantly for problems that dealers can't find or fix. The Uconnect infotainment system freezes and requires hard resets. The backup camera and parking sensors stop functioning. For families who need a reliable vehicle to haul kids and gear, the Pacifica Hybrid is a gamble you shouldn't take. The regular gas-only Pacifica is more reliable. The hybrid system adds too much complexity that Chrysler hasn't mastered. 5. Jeep Grand Cherokee PHEV. Staying within the Stellantis family of troubled vehicles, Jeep's attempt at a plug-in hybrid Grand Cherokee lands it on Consumer Reports' least reliable list. This SUV combines off-road capability with hybrid efficiency in theory, but in practice, it brings constant breakdowns with expensive repair bills and shares many of the same powertrain nightmares as its Pacifica cousin. The plug-in hybrid system mirrors the problems in the Pacifica: rough transitions between power sources, rapid battery degradation, electric motor failures. The four-wheel drive system that Jeep is famous for also becomes problematic when combined with the hybrid powertrain. The transfer case and differentials develop issues. Strange noises come from the drivetrain. The vehicle gets stuck in certain drive modes. Buyers looking for a reliable 3-row SUV with some electric range should skip this Jeep entirely. 4. Lincoln Corsair PHEV. The luxury brands aren't immune to plug-in hybrid problems either. Lincoln wants to offer luxury with efficiency in the Corsair plug-in hybrid, but what buyers actually get is a vehicle specifically called out by Consumer Reports as among the least reliable within its brand group. That's a major problem for a premium vehicle that shares its basic platform with common Ford products. The plug-in hybrid system in the Corsair has all the usual suspects: battery issues, charging problems, and rough operation. The small battery pack doesn't provide much electric range to begin with, and it degrades quickly, making it almost pointless. The turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that works with the electric motor develops problems too. Oil leaks, coolant leaks, and timing chain issues have been reported. The engine sometimes refuses to start or stalls while driving. The Lincoln-specific luxury features fail at alarming rates. The massaging seats stop working, the premium audio system cuts out, and the panoramic glass roof develops leaks and the shade gets stuck. Even the hands-free driving feature Blue Cruise malfunctions and disengages unexpectedly. 3. Ford F-150 Lightning. While Lincoln struggles with the small crossovers, parent company Ford faces even bigger challenges with their flagship electric truck. The F-150 Lightning, the electric version of America's best-selling truck, should be a home run, but instead, it's below average according to Consumer Reports' brand reliability commentary. Early adopters are finding out that electric trucks still have a long way to go. The battery pack and charging system cause the most grief. Charging speeds don't meet Ford's claims. The truck charges slower than expected at public fast chargers. The home charging setup using the available Ford charger also has issues. The Pro Power onboard system that lets you power tools and equipment from the truck's battery fails frequently. This is a key feature for work trucks, and it simply doesn't work reliably. The electric motors develop problems with unusual noises and reduced power output. The cooling system for the battery and motors leaks. The independent rear suspension that replaces the traditional truck solid axle breaks and sags. The Mega Power frunk in the front that's supposed to be a huge storage space has electrical issues with the power opening and closing mechanism. The Lightning uses the same cab and interior as the gas F-150, but somehow quality seems worse. 2. Ford F-150 Hybrid. If the all-electric Lightning is problematic, you might assume the hybrid version of the regular F-150 would be safer. Unfortunately, even this middle ground approach can't escape reliability problems. This truck has ongoing concerns and historically low reliability scores, according to Consumer Reports, proving that Ford's electrification strategy is struggling across the board. The hybrid battery pack is much smaller than a plug-in hybrid or full EV, but it still causes issues. The battery fails prematurely, requiring replacement. When it does, the truck loses all hybrid functionality and fuel economy suffers. The electric motor integrated into the transmission also develops faults. Strange noises, vibrations, and error messages are common complaints from owners. The transmission itself shifts harshly and hesitates when the hybrid system is active. The turbo V6 engine paired with the hybrid system has its own problems. Carbon buildup on the intake valves causes rough running and misfires. The turbos fail and need replacement. Oil consumption is higher than it should be. The cooling system develops leaks. The auto start-stop feature that shuts the engine off at stoplights to save fuel works inconsistently. Sometimes it shuts off, sometimes it doesn't. The truck body and interior also show poor quality. Bed liners peel up, interior panels crack. Technology features stop working. For a work truck that owners depend on, these reliability issues are deal breakers. 1. Cadillac Lyriq. We end our list with another luxury brand disappointment that proves expensive doesn't mean dependable. The Cadillac Lyriq crossover scores below average in reliability among brand models according to Consumer Reports. GM's luxury division can't seem to deliver a dependable electric vehicle, capping off a pattern we've seen throughout this list where premium prices don't guarantee premium quality. The Ultium battery platform that underpins this Cadillac develops issues similar to other GM EVs. Charging problems, range anxiety beyond normal EV limitations, and battery management errors plague owners. The large curved screen that spans the dashboard looks impressive but constantly glitches. The touchscreen interface freezes, requiring full system reboots. The Super Cruise hands-free driving feature malfunctions and disengages with little warning. The build quality doesn't match luxury expectations either. Wind noise at highway speeds is excessive. The glass roof leaks water into the cabin. Suspension components develop squeaks and rattles, and the air suspension system fails, leaving the vehicle stuck at one ride height. The power everything approach means when electrical problems occur, nothing works properly. Door handles, mirrors, seats, and climate controls all depend on working electronics. When the electronics fail, the vehicle becomes nearly unusable. For a Cadillac priced above $60,000, this level of unreliability is simply unacceptable and embarrassing for the brand. The message from Consumer Reports is crystal clear. Automakers are rushing half-baked technology to market, and customers are paying the price. Before you sign on the dotted line for that shiny new car, check the reliability ratings. Your future self will thank you. So which one have we missed? Let us know in the comments.